So we're seated. Seated nice and long. Okay, let's take the ball behind us for now. And as you see, we have green on. This is Josie Kelly's place. She's in Jersey. She's got a great little restaurant. Of course, with a name like Josie Kelly, you gotta go, right? So we're gonna pull this in real tight, and then I want you to bring your hands back and just rest against that ball if you have it. If not, use your blankets or your pillows or whatever you're using. Point and flex your feet. Point and flex. Now alternate your points and flex. And look how deep you can go. Really push that toe down. Push, push, push. Really lengthen. Tomorrow's St. Patty's Day, and in the Kelly household, it's like a high holiday. It's kind of scary. Keep going. Okay. Now, with the flexed foot, you're going to sit up nice and tall. So as you notice, when I pushed myself up, I created length, and I came up higher on my sits bones, okay? So if you can do that, that's great. Keeping this ball behind you. You can lean back again, but I want your chest lifted. Now open your legs a little bit wider. So now I want you to slide the right leg in and extend it. Slide the left leg and extend it. Just moving, bending the knee. There you go. Nothing real special, just a little movement. Good. All right, take your feet together, rocking side to side. You're going to lift your spine nice and tall, and then you're going to hinge into this. Come out, and again. Hinge into this. Come out. Hinge into this. One more. Hinge into this. Good. Okay. Move your legs down a little bit more so that you can feel this more in the outer thighs. Same thing. Hinge forward. Now, when you do that, you're going to feel that you're flattening out your back when you come forward. That's okay. Hinge through, come up, and again, hinge through, come up, hinge through, come up, one more, hinge through, and come up. Great. Okay, so let's lay flat. We're going to put the ball, if you want to keep your head lifted. If not, flat, head flat. So we're going to talk about the shoulders. You want your shoulders to be down. So the back of the shoulders should be nice and flat to the floor. Now, once it's flat to the floor and your arms are long, draw your fingers down so that you can slide your scapula, okay? Lots and lots of length in your neck space. Lift your knees up and then tap your toes down. Lift up. So what this is going to do is it's going to open up a lot of your back. It's going to get your back opened. One more. Okay. So the feet are apart. We're going to bring the length of your back. So you're going to push your tailbone in. So when you push your tailbone down, notice that you get like a little bit of a lift to your lower middle back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that out. We're going to press the hips down and roll the tailbone up to the ceiling so that your lower back is real flat. And then the middle back and the upper back get very flat. Okay, your arms are up towards the ceiling and wrap them around you. Oh, get some little nooks and crannies out there. Hold that. Good. Now, release your arms beside you without shifting your back out of alignment. Okay, so now you're in great alignment. So with the knees apart, I want you to lift both legs in tabletop. Now you're going to tap the left leg down, bring it back. Tap the right, bring it back. So feel that movement right from the abdominals, obliques. Keep going. Good. Now stay in tabletop and bring your legs together. You're going to extend your leg in that 45 degrees. So single legs, you're not taking it up to the ceiling this time. You're going to try to slide it out there. So halfway between your wall and your floor, okay? Keep the knee straight, point the toe. Bring it on back. The other side. Now, when you do this, notice how your back stays on the floor. If you start lifting or you start shifting, you're going to have to do some readjustments, which would be bring the leg higher up. Okay? I'm going to challenge you, though, today. And left again. And right again. Great. Okay. Feet come down. So we're going to go back to that movement. We're going to do single bent knee stretch, but we're going to add the arm to it also. So we're coming back into our tabletop. We're going to take both arms, keep them up beside us, but don't let them lay on the mat. Just have them levitating over. So as your right leg goes down on that 45 degree, bring your right arm up. You have options. It can either be up here to the ceiling, halfway, or all the way. You know where you need to go. So out, pull it in. Of course, I'll encourage you, if there's any shoulder problems, you are not going to take your arm overhead. Think about the length. Feel that oppositional pull from the foot to the hand. One more left. Bring the knee in. Okay, hands on the lower parts of your leg. Got a lot going on here, lots of bony tissue. Place your hands here. Hold your knees in. Good. So rock side to side. Feel your spine moving a lot. Keep rocking side to side. Good. Okay. So now we're going to extend the left leg. It's going to come down as deep as it can. When you get the left leg down there, I want you to think about the weight. So imagine you have like a brick or a rock right on this upper quad. And the only way you're going to feel that weight is if you contract your muscles. So point your toe. Really contract this left side of your body. Real important to work here, even though you're on your right foot. So drawing your right knee in, you can feel the quad rested on your rib cage. Feel a deep stretch. Now, for some of us, this stretch might be here, okay? What I mean is you might feel like you're curled up and that you can't get your knee in. So go to where you're comfortable. If you need to be here, do it. So I'm going to keep it there. I want my shoulder girdle to stay down. I want my shoulders to come away from my ear, and I'm here. So now I'm going to extend my right leg up to the ceiling. I'm going to try to keep my knee straight. If I'm up here, my knee's not straight. My range of motion, I'm out of alignment. So I'm going to go to where my knee is completely straight, palms are down, shoulders are back, chest is lifted. So much information. Lower the foot, flex the foot and raise it. Lower and lift. So like I said before, imagine you have a seat belt that's across your hips, pulling you in and down. So resisting the movement of the leg, right? Keep your abs real tight. Okay, so the right leg's going to stay down. You're going to point that toe. You're going to keep that quad real strong. You're going to bring the left knee in. Always on the lower part of your leg. You can point the toe, you can flex the foot, you can keep it neutral. It doesn't matter. Your goal is to get a stretch throughout your back and through your hips and your thighs. And keep your shoulders down. Good. Release this left leg to the ceiling. Point the toe, keep the knee straight. Let's lower. Flex the foot. Use your breath. Two more. And last one. All right, bend both knees, take them to the floor. All right, so let's do a little bit of a bridge. I'm going to take my ball out from underneath my head, lowering my head to the floor. Palms are long. So if you find that your head weight is going back like this, you're going to need to stay up on a ball or something underneath the base of your skull, because that means that there's a shortness in the neck and shoulders. And when you do a bridge, sometimes you can put too much pressure on there. It's up to you. You know where you need to go. Palms, fingers are down. We're going to open our knees up. Our feet let's do them as wide as our mat. So let's go back to the fundamentals. Here's your hips, across a line from hip to hip. You're going right over your transverse abdominal muscle. Pull that in real tight, okay? It even gives you that little bit of a posterior tilt, so you're tipping up. Now, push off. Now, when you lift, you want to make sure that when you're lifted, you're not lifted any higher than the base of your scapula. Truly, the lower part of your scapula. If I was up here, I'd be too high. You want to be down here. And a good way to know is you can turn your head from side to side without it interfering with your movement. So belly's pulled tight. You got that long length here. Lower your back one vertebra at a time. So feel my upper back drop. Up, here's my waistline coming down. Up, here's my lower back. Good job. Tailbone press it. Okay, again. Roll it up. It feels so good. And down. It's almost like there's a weight between your breastbone that's helping you to press your back down. Part of our back that gets really tight is right there across that middle back, the traps. And it's not just because the bra strap's in the way. It's real for all of us, whether we wear a bra or not. Lift up. And down you go. Pull it, pull it, pull it deep, pull it deep, pull it deep. Oh, really feel each part of your back drop. Okay, knees in. Okay. So now I'm going to place the ball back under my head because I can see it better. So here's where your knees come in real tight. You're going to keep the left leg in and the right leg out. Let it come to the floor. You don't need to tighten the right side. We're going to do a Piriformis stretch. So the right hand comes across the front of the tibia and the fibula of the left leg. My left arm comes down because I'm bracing myself and giving myself a place to hold. Bring that left leg across. So obviously, the tighter the knee is into the chest, the deeper the stretch is going to be into the piriformis. If you could see inside your body right now, you would be amazed at how many red places the blood flow was going to. Back, leg, the tushy, up through the pelvis. Deep breath. Keep going. Left shoulder should stay down. And bring it back. Good. That's great. Oh, okay. Left leg long. The right leg is in. I'm going to hold the lower part of my leg. My shoulders are staying down. Holding the right hand to the ground, and the left hand is on the lower part of the leg, all the bony tissue. It's not going to interfere. You're going to take it to, you don't want to go all the way over. You want to take it slowly across you. So inhale, and as you exhale, take it deeper. Keep going. Bring it up. Okay, looking good. Oh, feels better. You could run a marathon right now, huh? Ho, ho, ho. Okay, so now we're going to do a double leg stretch. You thought you had a getaway, didn't you? You thought we were going to sit up, but we're not. So what we're going to do is a double leg stretch. This time, though, when you extend your legs out with the double leg, I don't want your leg to be towards the middle of your wall. I want it to be a little bit higher up. Part of that is keeping your back completely in control. And also, if our abdominals are weak, then your legs should be higher up, okay? So let's take our legs in tabletop and our arms beside us. We're going to inhale, extend, and exhale, pull in. So can you pull in tight? Sure. You want to pull in a little bit tighter like this? Go for it. Make sure your hands, though, below your knee. Okay, hold the knee in here. So we're going to take this just a little bit different. So as our knees are in, and as we extend our legs out, we're going to then sweep them down and tuck it in. Just changing the arms a little bit. Shoulder impingement, you need to change it up. That means you need to go here and sweep it in. Here and sweep it in. One more. Okay. Let's cross our ankles, holding on, if you can, to the feet. Now I have to grab my feet here. I love feet. Feet are the best things in the world. It's amazing. People don't give their feet enough attention. Rub them every night. They will serve you well. So holding onto your feet, squeeze your feet. Give them a squeeze. Let them know how much you love them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Okay. Now release, and if you can, roll up. If you can't, move to your side and then sit. Sit up. Good. Okay. So now we are going to take the ball and we're going to bring it inside to the belly space, okay? So you got that little, I'm short-waisted, but that doesn't mean it has to interfere with the movements I make, okay? I can allow myself to get more short-waisted by crouching under. So your goal is always to create more legs. Doesn't matter what your body type is, you can still create that leg. Holding this in, not in now. Spine stretch and release. And again, spine stretch. Keep going. Two more. So you might not feel that you have much of a range of motion. Well, remind yourself you're not in the gym, first of all. These movements aren't about how deep you can go. You're not in a ballet studio. You are in a place where you are going to what is challenging for you, but not over that. Because if you go over it, you're going to hurt yourself. Not what I want you to do. Okay. Same thing with your legs wide open. So you're going to sit real tall, pull the ball into your belly. Feet are flexed, nice and tight. Shoulders are back and down, not in bound. Challenge that flexion, but also challenge the length that comes with it as you lift. Good, good. Keep going. One more. Take it forward. And come out of it. Great. Shake it out, shake it out. So you're up here. We're going to stay here with the ball. And you're going to create a rotation. So the first thing I want you to do is keeping everything where it was, right? You might find that you want to go into here, but I want you to stay up. So you're going to hold on to this ball and turn. Hold on to it and turn. Hold on to it and turn. Keep going. This is a tight movement. You can feel how tight you can get and release it. Okay, so we're going to sit real tall. Our feet come together. Now, what I'd like to see us do is some extension work. So if you're flat on your tush, knees are bent. If you're crossed here, you can be here. Okay, I know who you are. So don't worry. There's no big, you don't have to do it exactly as I'm doing it. But what I want to do is I'm going to do some extension work with our ball in a well, it doesn't matter. Just do what I tell you to do. Okay. Sit up tall. So we're tall. First thing is your arms are out. You're not going to be here, okay? You're going to be straight back because your core is always in control. Your extremities want to go against it, but that's why you're keeping the core strong so that you don't have that problem of injury. Okay, so you're here, you're going to lift up here and then down and up and down. Take it up and down and up. Keep going. And last one. And release it. So a lot of people say, oh man, my back, I can really feel that. And that's okay. Just let you know we got work to do, right? So ball goes behind us again. We're seated tall. Keep it snug. Drop your lower back onto it. Now let's roll it back, roll it back, roll it back. Go as deep as you'd like, but look at my shin. It stays in. My head is floating. I'm not letting my head drop back. Come up. Come up, sit tall, and spine stretch. Keep your arms lifted and your flexion doesn't collapse. Again, back you go. Use that breath. Come up. Again. Oh, it's great. You're really opening up so much. You really feel it through your hamstrings too, can't you? Keep your shoulders plugged. And up. Great. Good. Reach, reach, reach. So there you got your spine stretch, right? You can feel how you're reaching. Spine is curved. Now, if you are in the same position with me, now I'm going to show you something that I want you to try. Push your back, okay? So I'm off of the front of my sits bones. I'm moving to the back of my sits bones, and I'm curving my back even more. So have a better flexion. Okay, so let's move into this again. So you're up tall. You're going to reach your arms first into that spine, into that stretch. Then you're going to drop back and reach deeper. Come out. And again, you can do this. So we're going to reach the arms in a spine stretch. Then we're going to drop back. And then we're going to reach deeper. Come out of it. You can do one more. I know it. So spine stretch forward. Drop back into that lower lumbar. And then reach it. And come out of it. Ooh, shake it out, shake it out. Good job. Okay. We're going to come back to some of that stuff, but right now I'm going to have you get up on all fours. So you're on all fours. Our knees are going to be hip width apart and our toes are going to be tucked. Okay. So with a tucked toe, you're going to lift your belly up and you're going to move back towards your heels. And come on. So if you find that this is uncomfortable to the knee, then obviously you're going to either A, get off the knee, or B, flatten the foot. There's many ways you can come out of that. I like to take it a little bit deeper here, and you can feel it more through your back. Keep going. Sometimes, too, you can feel it more through the back of the arm. Try one more. Good. Come out of it. Now bring your knees closer to get, well, no, let's keep our knees apart. Sorry. So you're going to keep your toes down. Okay. We're going to drop our toes down. And then you are going to lift, move it back. So what if you find this is uncomfortable? Well, you can always take this ball back and you can actually sit on that ball to keep you lifted if you don't want to come all the way down towards the heel. So now you're, of course, in a child's pose and your arms are extended. What if this is uncomfortable? Well, let's bend the elbows and bring it and drop the head. There's always a way you can get there. It's all about that movement and that extension here. Okay? So now we're going to come out of that. Let's get this ball. We're going to put it underneath. So here's your hips. Find that belly button and that pubic bone. It goes in between the two. Okay. If you're just hanging out here, it feels really good. It really opens up your back. Now, tuck your toes. Elbows are down. So I'm lifting my legs. Look at, I'm planking. I mean, this is truly a plank. You could stay here all day, right? It feels pretty good. But we're not really contracting much of our back or abdominals. So we're going to work harder. We're going to pull our belly in, and we're going to lift off. And then down. And lift off. Take it down. Breathe in. Don't let your shoulders lift. Keep them down. Looking good. All right. So we're going to bring it down and we're going to drop. So we're going to stay here on our belly, or keeping this under our belly if you're not too uncomfortable. Now, with your legs more open, I want you to bend that leg up. You're going to feel the hip open. You're almost going to want to lift that leg off and drop it back down to feel the length of that quad. You can really feel that. Release it. Tuck the toe in. And the other side, let's bend. Lift the right knee and then drop it again and feel the length of your quadricep there. And release it. If your hamstrings start to, you know what? That's a good sign that we need to work more on the hamstring. Okay. off you go. So we're going to be on our tummy. Move it around, adjust everything, make sure that you can have space here, okay? It's real important. You're going to take your hands right outside of my shoulders. My toes are going to be straight and flat. So I'm going to push off in an extension. And as I come down, I'm going to notice that my lower back is, we're getting some movement there. So what I want to do in order to support my lower back is I want to pull my belly button in and press up and down. Sorry if you hear the noise outside. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, they're blowing out off our roof and our gutters, so that's a good thing. Come up and down. You got your extension and release. One more. So notice I'm only coming up to the point of my elbow and release. Now I'm going to put my hands, here's where my hands were. Now I'm going to put my spider fingers there, okay? So my spider fingers are here, and we're going to do the same thing. Come up a little bit higher, and then down. A little bit higher. So if spider fingers are uncomfortable, of course, you're going to be in the flat hand. You might not be interested in the spider fingers. Keep your legs together nice and tight. Two more. And last one. Great. All right, so we're here and we're going to really work in this place. Let's open those legs again. So we were talking hamstrings before. We're going to talk hamstrings again. So here is my left hand on my left ankle. I'm going to take my right hand under my head and I'm going to drop it. Mainly because I like to have the neck straight. Whenever you're doing any kind of a movement, you always need to keep your head in alignment with your spine and relaxed. So hold this here, pulling this knee in. You can feel it. Stretch, stretch. Release that side, tuck the toe in. We're going to take the left hand, holding on to the right. So you probably notice from side to side, there are some discrepancies. It's nice to be human, huh? Don't worry about that. If you have a hard time reaching, but you can't get to it, you can always put a towel around your ankle and hold on to the towel. And release. Good. So now I'm going to have you back up on your elbows. We're going to have our hands here. So we're going to do this same movement. It's called a, well, it doesn't matter. Let's just do it. So we're going to pull in. We're going to squeeze, squeeze, release. So we're going to bend and pulse in and release. Bend and pulse in, release. Keep your head straight. Bend your knees, release. So even though I'm up in this extension and I'm on my elbows, I better be pulling my belly in tight. Otherwise, I'm going to feel compression in my lower back, and I don't want to feel that. Okay, you're finished with that. Bring your legs together. We're then going to come up a little bit higher on our elbows. So let's take, well, on our hands. Let's take our hands completely down. Now, if you feel this is the best place for you, then you're going to stop here. If you want to come up higher and straighten out your arms, you can do that. But boy, you don't want to feel the pressure in your lower back. You got to pay attention to your body. Take it down. For some of us, moving our hands more forward might help as you lift. So you have some options here. Two more. And last one. Okay. Now we're going to come up on all fours again. And this time, what we're going to do is we're going to work in a push-up position. So when we do a push-up position, we're going to strengthen pectoralis major. We're going to help to lift into the abdominal space. We're going to work shoulders, back. Push-ups are like the best. For those of us who want a little more security, you can always have this ball close by, and you can keep it near you in case you feel you need to drop onto it. I'm going to start with the knees bent. My hands are about a little bit wider than my shoulder. My feet are flat. My knees are down. So my knees not tucked up tight. My knees just a little bit back behind my hip. I'm going to bend and press. So when I bend, nose touches, and I extend completely, keeping my elbows straight. So you're working that joint space, connective tissue around that joint. You got to pull your tailbone down and under so that you don't hyperextend your lower back. Keep going. Feel how your back kicks in. It should be kicking in as well as your abdominals. Hold it up here. Okay. So now we're going to come a little bit deeper. Take the ball again. Place it on your tummy. At that place above the pubic bone. Okay, and behind under the belly button. So we're going to try this again. We're going to keep our feet long. We're going to go here and down. Lift here and down. That's one option, right? The second option is you're going to be toes tucked. You're going to lift off here. Now watch that back. One more.
You're at 11:11.
Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to go on our sides. We have the ball, once again, right to the side of the rib. You're going to place your hand at your head space just to relax you, because you're going to feel like you're taking a little snooze, but I guarantee you're not. You're going to bring your knees up, keep them nice and strong, fingers down to the floor. See this hand? This is your kickstand. It's going to keep you on that ball steady. Now I want to look at your neck. Make sure you have length here. You don't want to crutch up like this, okay? Create length. So the first thing you're going to do is the leg on top is going to go straight down underneath you. You're just going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. So we didn't do our single leg circles today, so we'll do them here. One more. So now I'm going to point my toe and I'm going to bring it forward. So as I bring it forward, we really have an interest that we want to go here, right? But you're not. You're going to keep your back straight. You're going to bring it up, lift it, circle it, bring it back. Bring it up, lift and circle, and bring it back. So there's a range of motion that you're going into. Try not to go out of it. Try not to do this. Try not to do this. Okay, keep your spine straight. So let's reverse this. Around and around she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Keep going. You can do one more. Great. Okay, bend that knee and drop it because you're feeling right in the space, right? Readjust your upper body. Okay, Now take this leg and bring it forward and let it drop onto the floor. Good. You're going to take your left hand with your knuckles and you're going to rub it out. So go up and down that muscle in your tushy. And release it. Good. So other side. Making sure that you are high up. Don't drop onto, right? Knees bent. Then you're going to drop onto the ball and rest your head. Most important thing is you don't want to hurt your neck. You want your neck space to stay long. Hand is down, kickstand, knees are in front of you, right? Now extend that leg underneath you, straight under you. You're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. So leg circles can be done in any direction from any place, truly. It's working that leg in the upper part of the hip, in that hip girdle. So now let's point our toe. Let's bring it forward, take it up, and bring it back. So now you don't want to roll off like I was just ready to do. So that means my leg's going back too far. I've got to really pay attention to this range of motion for me. Good. Now let's reverse this. Use that breath. And there's your number 5, knees bent. So this leg on top, we're going to lift it off. You're going to use the knuckles and you're going to rub out that place in your touch that feels a little bit tight. Rub it, rub it. Good. And release it. Okay, so let's sit up, nice and tall. I want us to take, if everyone has a ball, which would be great. If you don't, you can use. It's just kind of hard to move around if it's not a ball. So I want you to put it underneath your chin. Okay, so here's where it is. This is a good way for us to learn that when we do a spine stretch, we have a tendency to want to dig our chin into our chest. So if this ball is here, right, and I'm doing a spine stretch, dropping my spine and coming out. And again, dropping and coming out. Keep going. We look like frogs, right? Or those ones that have the big things in the front. And release it. Okay. Let's move into a stretch, 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 stretch out that hip. So you're here, stay here. And if you notice, I want to keep my left arm straight. Now, move this right hand down. It's not going to meet that left hand. Just move it down. If it needs to be here, put it here. But you want to get it over as far as you can because you can feel all through here is stretching. Now move them both back together and come center. Good. So the other side. We're going to lift. And this arm is straight. You want to keep it straight. You're feeling a stretch. Your hips are staying down. Your sits bones are staying down for sure. And then bring this hand down. Wow, that feels great. Leave them both back together. Let's try this again. So stretch it. You can slide it a little if you want. And then go right into the rotation. Both hands come up. Other side, it's down. Feel that stretch, and then into the rotation. Ooh, that feels great. Come out of it. Great. Okay. Little neck stretches, and then we're going to do some weight work. So chin comes towards chest. Okay. Towards chest, but notice that I still keep the ears away from the shoulders. I'm not rolling in. I'm not rolling out. Up on my sits bone and my pubic bone. I can feel myself nicely rooted onto that space. So our job is chin in, roll, roll, roll to the inside. Inhale. Center. Roll, roll, roll to the inside left. We're always staying in the center, or we're always staying to this inside of the shoulder. I don't ever encourage a full circle of the head and neck. Come up. Now, ears towards shoulders. So this is tricky for me. I always have a tendency to want to, when I bring my ear towards my shoulder, to kind of go like this or kind of like this. Like my head starts to move. It's really weird. And I'm sure it's a range of motion issue. It has to be connective tissue because we blame everything on connective tissue. So bring your ear close to your shoulder without tilting, okay? Keep your back straight. There I go. I'm starting to turn my head out. Come up. So I guess we really should keep our eyes open on this one because that's a good way to identify to the way our body is moving. Come up. Keep doing this. And lift up. Good. All right. So you're going to stand with your weights, and we'll go into a weight movement here. Okay. So you're on your mats, which I think is always essential. Especially if you're on a hardwood floor, you want to always stay on a mat whenever you're doing weight work. If you're on your rug with a mat, that's even better. It gives you better place where you're not going to slip. Okay. So your feet are about hip width apart, and you're going to bend into your knees just a little bit. So I like to soften them because this is holding everything up. So I want to make sure that my knees are strong and my tailbone's tucked under, okay? So you have your weights in your hand. We're going to hold on. Make sure you're challenging yourself with a higher weight. If you've been using 5 pounds for the last 6 months, it's time to move up to 6 pounds, okay? But don't do more than 1 pound increments. You don't need to. You're going to curl, press up, bring it back down. If you were using weights for a long time and then we stopped for a good month and you weren't using weights, then I would say stay at that same weight. Don't bump it up. There's a lot of great science that surrounds muscle contraction when you're using free weights. You can always look under the American College of Sports Medicine. They have great information on weight training. People think weight training is just for young people, and it's really not. Any kind of resistance work, which is what you do in Pilates, as well as weight work, is so essential. People with osteoporosis, this is probably the best RX for them. Notice I'm keeping my knees soft. Now, together, we're going to take both arms out, and we're going to bring both up. Keep those knees soft. Press it up. Bring it down and through. As I stand here looking out my very clean windows, I can actually see the forsythias, the tiny bit of yellow on my forsythia bushes. Spring, I think spring, first day of spring is Saturday. Not that I'm counting, but we all are. One more. Good. And release. Okay. So bringing your feet together, let's do a balance move while we're here. Your feet are real tight together. You feel like you're a lamppost or something, okay? You're going to lift, put your weight on your left leg, and then lift your right knee. So you don't have to lift it all the way. You can just take the toe to the floor. Let the toe sit there. Find something that you can look at. And once you feel a little stronger, you can lift that knee up. Don't feel that you have to be perfect at this, because the more you do this, the stronger you're going to get in your balance when you're outside doing things like walking or putting groceries in your car or, standing for long periods of time. Take it down. Foot is there. Now let's shake out that left leg. Okay. Right foot down. Keep them nice and tight. Let's take the left toe, weight to the right side, left toe to the floor. And when you're ready, you can lift this up. And then take it down. Shake out that right leg. Good, good, good. Okay. Take your weights, if you have them. I know we were doing balance work. You might have put them down. But if you can get your weights back, we're going to hold on to them together. You're going to lift the arms up. Now, with my arms lifted, my knees are locked. You can see my knees are locked. I want to unlock my knees. I want to keep them soft. So I'm going to bring my arms up, unlocking my knees. Okay. And then pulling these weights and bringing them back. And then lifting and bringing them back. And lifting, and see the length? You're creating length. And the length is happening in the back of the arm, down through your back, down through the serratus. It's really working a lot of this space. One more. Bring the weights up, bring them down, bring them down, bring them down. Okay. Keep them in your hands and roll out your shoulders. Just roll out the shoulders. Roll them out. Now, we're going to put the weights to the floor very slowly. You're going to have your feet about hip width apart, and you're going to hinge. And when you hinge, your knees should be soft. Your weights are in your hands. You're literally going to come forward in a flexion. Okay. Hold on to the weights, but remember to always resist. Keep your belly tight. Take it down, take it down. Don't let the weights hang there. Get them to the floor. Good. Weights are on the floor. Place them away from your body, and then slowly roll up. Take a deep breath. Take a nice deep breath. Up, 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 up you go. And as you exhale, you're finished your workout. Good to see you.